boys and girls, in Tinkercad Lesson 4 today, we are going to learn how to make holes. We're going to learn about grouping, color, and mirroring. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing is making holes. I just quickly made this STEAM Lab keychain, and I want to be able to attach it to my backpack. So I need a hole in it that will allow me to attach it with a ring. On this side, you'll see that there are shapes that are gray with stripes on them. That means that they are something that can make a hole. And if I drag it on here and put it onto my keychain, it will make a hole for me right where I place it. And I want it to go all the way through my object. So I am going to make it just a little bit longer. Let's see. It doesn't have to go all the way through your object to make a hole, but in this case, I do want it to go through my object. Now, since it's a keychain, I'm going to go back to my alignment tool. I'm going to group this, and I want to align it right in the middle. So there we go. I moved it right there. And now, once it's where I want it to be, I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to go here, and this is our grouping tool. You notice that you can also press Control and G on your keyboard, and that will also group it, or I can click this icon here. Now, once it's been grouped, you'll notice that there is a hole in my object, and you can see right through it. Now, it doesn't have to be just the cylinder or the box that can become a hole. Any shape can become a hole. So if I drag this pyramid on to my plane, I can click over here. Instead of choosing a color, I click hole. And now that it's gray with stripes, it is a hole. If I wanted to place a hole there, I would have to drag over it, connect everything, and then group it. And you'll see that it takes a hole right there out of my keychain. Now that's not what I want to do, but I did just want to show you that anything can become a hole. So I'm going to go back and delete that. Now, once I grouped this, you'll see that my STEAM Lab was yellow before, and now it became red because I grouped everything. When you print, it is going to all be the same color anyway, but for creating purposes, if you wanted to still see STEAM Lab in the yellow color, I can go back here and I can click multicolor, and that will bring back the yellow that I used to have there so I can see my word. When I said that anything could be a hole, that also includes text. So I'm going to go back and show you how the STEAM Lab, instead of it being raised, can become a hole inside the keychain. To ungroup things, it's right next to the group button. It's the circle with the square. I could also press Control, Shift, and G, and that will ungroup something. So I'm going to ungroup this so I can go back and show you. So I have the STEAM Lab text right here. If I go back and I want it to be a hole, I click on the hole here, and I'm going to drag it below the surface. Let's see. Using my black triangle above it, I'm going to lower it 2 millimeters below the keychain platform. And now when I want to group it, I'm going to go back, drag over everything I want to group up here. So STEAM Lab, instead of being raised, will now be etched into the keychain. Okay, so this time, instead of making a hole, I want to just attach a piece that will allow me to put string through it, and then I can attach it to my backpack that way. So now I have that. I can attach it to my keychain and group it here. And now you'll see it's all together as one. But if I don't want it to be on this side, I can do something called mirror. I can take this shape and I can duplicate it and then flip it. And you'll see I can flip it on different directions. I could flip it this way. It'll give me a preview of the way it's going to flip it. So now when I take it away, it's going to be a shape that will allow me to make my hole on the keychain on this side. This flip button is going to be really helpful if you are trying to mirror something. Say you're making a robot and you have the left arm created, but you need to still make the right arm, you could highlight that arm and flip it, and then you'd have both the left and the right. All right, boys and girls, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to tinker with what I just taught you, and when you're ready, make sure you come back for the next lesson.